condemnation. The scripture says, judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. It also says, man looks from the outside, but God sees the heart. It also says, unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. When I tell people the scripture, I'm not judging them. The Bible is. All I'm doing is quoting the scripture, and it is a double-sided mirror. It applies to me as well. The Bible will call a person a fool or wise, innocent or guilty, say if the person is going to heaven or hell. I want to challenge all of you to judge not, lest you be judged. Just suspend all judgment. A judge ultimately declares if you're innocent or guilty. That's the ultimate declaration of a judge. Now, if a loved one dies and you say they went home to be with the Lord, you don't really know that. You can hope they went to heaven. But saying someone went to heaven is just as evil as saying they went to hell. It's a judgment you really don't know. Many missionaries are doing some good work, but they're also manipulating people. It's good to feed people and clothe them and give them a Bible to read, but they preach their own version of the gospel in many cases. They preach salvation by a verb. Any work is a verb. They say you have to accept, believe, put your trust in, come to Christ. All verbs, all works. But I want to tell you, people and Christians who are saved by grace. For by grace are you saved. I'm going to quote a scripture from Ephesians. I'm going to quote the scripture first and then come back and explain some of it. It says, for by grace are you saved through faith, and that's not of yourselves. The gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. That's the whole reason we're saved by grace, is so that we don't boast. If I did anything to get into heaven, I would say, I put my trust in Jesus. I came to the cross. I believed. It's all verbs and it's all works, and they will make the cross null and void. By grace are you saved through faith. It didn't say your faith. It says through faith, and that's not of yourselves. Okay, it's the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So how do you know if someone is saved? Our works are the evidence. We don't do the works, and then God accepts us. We love Him because He first loved us. The works will just flow out of us when we're saved. We won't be able to help it. We won't be able to help but to do the good works. By their fruits you shall know them. Missionaries, I want to leave you with one last thought about converting other people. Remember this saying, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still.